Their lives are changed.
Sure. That was nice.
Especially since he was seeking it.
Yes.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, I'm seeing you 1 minute, and next minute you're gone. Wow.
That's pretty good.
Wow. I mean, if that doesn't impress you, what will? For God's purpose, right? So who knows what this eunuch did when he went on his way?
How many people here have had a special something with God?
Oh, I have.
Oh, yeah.
Had a what?
Yeah?
Special something with God?
Special something with God. Could be anything. Where you know God is real.
Yes.
You have many times. You.
I've been very lucky, yeah.
No, that's not the right word.
Give me the
Lucky is
right
not
word then.
Blessed.
Blessed. Okay, that's a better word.
There's no such thing. I'm sorry.
I think we've all been blessed just for the fact that we're even here,
Amen.
being with him in his words.
The key is being open to God.
Yeah.
So many people are closed to God.
And it's something you want, not you're just doing. Like you're not going, like when you go to church. I'm not going to church because I have to, I'll go because I want to.
Right.
Or thinking about where you're going to be through the whole mess,
Okay, but the question always comes for me. There's been, how many, 1, 2, 3, 6, 8 of us are sitting around this table. Why us? And not Joe and Mike and
Yes.
Alice and June,
I've wondered
who are
about
out
that.
there. Why not? Why us and not them?
Because we're seeking and they're not.
Yeah.
Because they have better things to do.
No. I mean, I don't know.
No,
For me, the answer is, I've prayed about this and thought about it, and I think it's the prayers of my grandmother on my father's
Wow,
side.
that's true. Could be true.
Okay,
too.
I mean, it had nothing to do with me. I mean, it's like it's gift
Yeah.
that I received because of, and it's how grace, for me, it's how grace works, and I don't claim to understand that, but I do believe it, that it.
I say that all the time. I thank my mother and father.
I feel like
Well, they
this
gave-
time I listened to his call. I've heard his call many times. This time I listened, that's the difference.
Well, there's that famous painting where Jesus knocking at the door
Yeah, with
with
no
the lantern, waiting for somebody to
To open.
open it.
Yeah.
Well, I've considered that, what you just said, Walt, because there were 7 of us in our family. We all grew up with the same faith, and there's 5 of us still alive, but I'm the only one. Why?
Yes.
I have no idea.
I
I'm
think
sure
it's,
my parents prayed for all of us.
Right.
I think it's our good looks.
Well, I think I'm
Glendora,
lucky.
you're such a smart woman.
One thing I'm lucky is most of my close friends are all very involved in the church, so I had constant influence from them.
Yeah, but you chose those friends
Right.
too.
Yeah.
But, yeah, some part.
Yeah.
But
Well, they came into your
interesting-
life and then you chose.
Right.
And then you,
One of them.
Push for his crucifixion or for his own chosen people. People that he is.
Well,
Glen.
goodbye, Les, and thank you very much, and we'll miss you.
Have a good summer.
Well,
Good luck with that.
hopefully I may have, if I sell the house, then I gotta buy a house and get an apartment up here and buy a house for my daughter, so. And then all the moving and everything else, so.
She just had a couple questions about her show. She wants you to call her back at 518-610-5810. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Austin.
Yeah, no problem.
That's, let's go to the list now. I think we're done. You. She always has to sit right on your book. Isn't that a riot? Look at that. Sits right in the middle of it. And so Rich is, so I see, Rich doesn't have to do anything, he just has to receive them from me.
There we go. We're getting evacuation of the.
There, now you have to turn your comb off, okay? Or the battery will wear out. Now let's see what's on the book. How would you like to get on my shoulder? Okay, thank you for the call. Now, Austin's pile is done. And where you want to leave the computer?
I'll just leave it right here. I'll just surround it with like folders or something so the cats don't get into it.
Okay, if you do the Pure Thought binder, I'll do the afternoon calls, and then we can go to the museum. The Advertiser, local shopping news, was kind enough to put this announcement in their paper. Calling all SS Glendora and Satellite 6 fans. WRGB Channel 6, 1955 to 1962, Glendora wants to meet with you and share the memories, joy, and laughter of those happy years. Call 518-610-5810 for details. And did you know that computers are in the Bible? Eve said to Adam, "Do you want an apple too?" Well, they put it in for 2 weeks, folks, in June, and only one call came. So I guess there aren't that many people who are longing for the recall of those happy days. Now I will play you that call.
You have one saved voice message. First voice message. Hi, Glendora, this is Barb.
Local penny saver in East Greenbush. I'm 61 years of age. My name is Hayden J. Friedenberg, and of course I watch Satellite 6. So my interest is PEEP. Phone number is 434-9868. And go Satellite 6 Glendora. I remember one of your favorite ones was, what do people with sponge heads, concrete blocks? Something along that line. It's good to see that you're still in the fun department, in the entertainment department. right, take care. Bye.
You are currently listening to a message. To skip to the next message, press pound. Voice message.
Hey, I saw your ad in the local penny saver in East Greenbush. I'm 61 years of age. My name is Hayden J. Friedenberg, and of course I watch Satellite 6. So my interest is PEEP. Phone number is 434-9868. And go Satellite 6 Glendora. I remember one of your favorite ones was, what do people with sponge rubber heads sleep on? Concrete blocks? Something along that line. It's good to see that you're the entertainment department. All right, take care. Bye.
Still in the pun department. Puns.
End of message. For racist, press 7. To hear more options, press 0.
It looks like the motor, the electricity was turned off and the castle collapsed. Oh. And the scene now is passing the chairs out the window and setting them up onto the lawn. The church house. I don't think there are that many people in Nassau. And so the little rubber castle stands where the church used to stand.
When something has butter in it, you can also use the word short. Shortening, correct? Not really butter, but it serves the purpose as butter. So strawberry shortcake, we hope you enjoy it. Now, we understand that here at the Grace United Methodist Church, they take great pains, and I haven't verified this, but I think they even go to the point of buying heavy cream that is not ultra pasteurized. Now, if you're a label reader and you buy lots of brands of little cartons of real cream, it'll say ultra pasteurized. Well, we know pasteurization is a process used to supposedly kill germs in dairy products. It raises the temperature to a certain point, and then certain bacteria can no longer continue to grow. Otherwise, we'd have cheese instead of a container of milk in the morning. But ultra pasteurized raises it up higher so that it can stay on the store shelf longer. Always reminds me of blue cheese. It has a strange taste. Here they do not use ultra pasteurized whipped cream. They use pasteurized whipped cream, and it has a much, much better flavor. Where does it come from? Where can you find it? Why, right here in Nassau, believe it or not, and lots of other places. Stewart's sells pasteurized whipped cream and not ultra pasteurized. So if you like whipped cream and once or twice a year strawberry shortcake is a real treat, do yourself a favor and spend a few cents extra. Go down there. Don't use the frozen stuff. Don't use the lard that's whipped up into ready whip that'll last 100 years. Anyway, as they say in the Czech language, when someone's parakeet gets loose, they say, Andulka, Andulka. And we have a wonderful march called the Andulka March, and it's named for parakeet.
You hand me that camera. You have it off till 1:30.
No, I'm going to have it out.
You're gonna have it on, so I gotta go slowly with it to go over there. So,
Oh, battery now.
oh, is it already? Yep. Oh, lucky. How long do they go?
Well, this one's only for 2 hours.
Oh.
But these only go about an hour.
Oh,
Less
okay.
than an
All right. I can go over here first and I'll come around slow and do from here. So I'll get the bananas. All right. Yes. Is that good? Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tradition here with our community band of doing a little bit different things and performing some different types of music that you might hear from other groups. The musicians are smiling at me. I don't know if that's good or bad or encouraging or not. But we feel that we've got as much invested in this as most of our audiences. And if we can't have a good time, then we don't think the audience can have a good time too. Of course, we perform for a lot of senior centers. And by the time our performance is over, they're just about ready to go to sleep. So, you know, we kind of keep our own sense of humor here. And musicians are jokers anyway, so. Be that as it may, here in Nassau, ladies and gentlemen, we have a pretty tight-knit community. It's not uncommon to see the same people serving in different positions and in different volunteer organizations. And last May, a young lady, a young lady arrived on the scene here in Nassau and started volunteering, which of course is a wonderful way to make dates, meet new people. I don't think that necessarily was her intent, but she certainly has made a name here in Nassau, and I asked her if she would like to sing with us tonight for the audience at the Grace United Methodist Church. And her first reaction was, "Oh, I've never done that. I've never sung with a band. I've never done this." But she has done a great deal in her generous life, including pioneering children's television programming back in the 1960s and 1950s, and she has continued with her media exposure over the years. She has found YouTube, and you can go to YouTube and find her, and she talks about all sorts of different things, including life here in Nassau. So if you happen to shake her hand and you divulge any family secrets, you can rest assured it's probably going to be on YouTube some night. She's sort of Nassau's equivalent to Hyacinth Bouquet, and if any of you know Hyacinth Bouquet, you might understand. But ladies and gentlemen, Glendora, she is sitting right here in front. She's going to sing with us, and I really appreciate it. She's a very, very good sport and a very good spirit to sing with us. She's going to sing a hymn, and it's a perfect setting here on the lawn of the Methodist Church. Just a closer walk with thee. Now, one of the little problems that we encountered is vocalists, and now this is from a musician, from an instrumentalist. Vocalists can improvise a lot easier than instrumentalists, particularly 16 or 17 of them all sitting together. So we're pretty much bound by that printed piece of music. We have to play our arrangement. Unfortunately, our arrangement of Just a Closer Walk with Thee is designed to bring back the memories of a New Orleans street funeral. So if you mix Nassau with New Orleans and throw a street funeral with a strawberry bacchanal here, you'll kind of get the interpretation. And we've also asked Ken England, a former member of the church here, to join Glendora in a duet, Just a Closer Walk with Thee.
Make sure you turn it on.
We never do. Mine started out.
If you falter,
I falter, the two can hurt. Who my burden
Folks, I'm sorry about my singing. Can you hear me?
No.
Folks, can you hear me now? Yes. Not very well.
Speak right in.
I sing like a prisoner. Behind 8 bars looking for the key. Did you know that computers are in the Bible?
What's the matter?
What's the matter, Glendora? Didn't you have these problems in early television? Wait a minute, let me put you on the Elvis channel here, see if that helps any. Give it a try.
Can you hear now?
No.
Here, Glendora, take this. The leader's microphone always works.
Folks, computers are in the Bible. Eve said to Adam, "Do you want an apple too?" A woman was asked, "Is your husband active in the church?" And she says, "Yes. He fidgets, squirms, and wiggles." A girl said, "My boyfriend and I have a strange and wonderful relationship. He's strange and I'm wonderful." Now Adam is talking to Eve, and he says, no, excuse me, Adam is talking to God. And he says, "God, why did you make Eve?" And God says, "Well, I thought you were lonesome." "Well, God, why did you make her so beautiful?" "So you would like her." "Well, God, why did you make her so dumb?" "So she would like you." Where do you get those? In Philippians 4, St. Paul said, "I have learned to be content in no matter what state I find myself." That includes the state of New York. A teacher was asked, "What are the 3 things you like best about being a teacher?" And she said, "Motivating young minds, developing great Americans, and making good students." And then the reporter said to the next teacher, "What do you like best about being a teacher?" And she said, "June, July, and August." A man got a parking ticket and he goes to court, and the judge says, "Why did you park there?" And the man says, "There's a sign that said fine for parking." I'm going to tell you about a church that had a Bible selling contest. And the man who sold the most Bibles stuttered, and he stuttered severely. And the parishioner said, "Well, what did you say to sell the most Bibles?" He said, I just said, do you want to buy a Bible, or do you want me to read it to you?"
You know, they said the Borscht Belt was dead, but it's living right here in Nassau. Glendora, how do you remember all of those jokes?
The hard part is to remember which joke I told you so I don't repeat it.
Well, we thank you very, very much. A nice round of applause for Glendora, a new resident right here in the village of Nassau. We're 1,648 and growing. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short pause for a few minutes, and we'll be back. So enjoy the strawberries, enjoy the wonderful summer weather, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Okay, Glendora. Close it up. I did a good job, I think. I'm betting I'm on the clapping. That's what you want. Yes, you're clapping. All right. Good. Good. All right. Go ahead and
Great job.
Where are you going? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
I was just telling her how we enjoyed her
Awesome.
jokes.
Now, if I can, I'll never remember.
You can't
Even
remember?
I'm bad with jokes that way.
He'll remember. Like the woman says, I never can remember a face, but I never forget a dress.
Right?
Thank you very much.
That's all right. God made people laugh.
me to get you, the band, you, and the audience. Back.
Back to my
Thank
head.
you. Good old Henry Fillmore wrote that, and Henry Fillmore was a true believer in the American system of free enterprise. He was very successful, but he figured if he used different names, he could be even more successful That way people wouldn't be
I'll do that first.
playing music by the same guy all the time.
understand, yeah.
So we had a variety of names, and for this one, she was Harold Bennett, but it's really Henry Fillmore. Americans We, The Footlifter, a lot of good marches. We are going to continue the program. Now, as we perform throughout the year in the summertime, we do a number of concerts. This is the first in a series. We obviously perform much of the same music from week to week, so we need to find things that cover a wide variety of audience types. We do have a slightly skew, a little bit older, unlike tonight here, of course. So we need to find things that resonate with some older folks. And you can't beat the classics, I always say, the great classics. Tonight we have a couple old-time composers we're going to highlight, but we've got one here, J.S. Bach. Everyone has heard of Johann Sebastian Bach, and you can't beat it, particularly for church music, for wonderful organ pieces, for the Brandenburg symphonies, and
Have you sung yet?
Safely Grazed, and all those wonderful, wonderful iconic tunes. Well, it is 2013, so let's face it, we're talking about 200-year-old music. So we've got Bach with a little bit of a twist, so we hope you appreciate it.
Good?
Yeah, it's good. I got the no sugar one because I like that.
No sugar?
I got the no sugar things.
Yeah?
Yeah, I only had shortcake earlier today, so I had plenty of sugar.
Hey, that's good. That was very good.
How could they do that to that classic masterpiece? Well, we're going to have a lot of different contests, trivia contests based on musical knowledge and composers and whatever else is appropriate. The first question of the night, that particular melody, which is based on a Bach minuet, believe it or not, and then goes into a more modern rhythm, was actually recorded a number of years ago as another song with another name. Does anyone remember the other name? Well, we have a musician in our group here who remembers. It was the Lovers Concerto. This is a Methodist church. We can't talk about Lovers Concerto. Okay, so forget that one. Never mind. Never mind I said that. But we're going to play a mambo next. Oh, we can't do mambos. They're Methodist. No, we know that Methodists do the mambo occasionally in the kitchen, you know, late at night. They get ready to go out to Skodak or somewhere. So we've got one that has made the rounds. It originally was Mexican, which you don't think so much of mambos coming from Mexico. They're a little bit farther south of the border. But this is a beautiful one, and the English name is sway.
I can just get around this side. You're going to be right up here in the front, right?
Right where the microphone is.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so I can just get you right from here in the band. Or do you want
Yeah, but I'm going to get me.
All right.
You're going to get the band and the audience.
Oh, all right.
Audience is your
from
job.
over that way.
Yeah.
All right. So it's only, and it's the total time you're up there, I can do that.
Yeah,
Total
4 or 5 minutes.
Yep. Oh, that's what they give you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Thank you very much. The Nassau Band, in one form or another, has been in existence here in the village since just after the Civil War. As with many military conflicts, industry geared up to make war material, and after the war, that material and technology was no longer needed in as big a quantity. So many of the arms manufacturers switched to musical instruments, believe it or not, and the mass production and simplification of the construction of musical instruments, which prior to that had all been handmade and very expensive, came about and dropped the prices dramatically. Many boys went to the Army or the Navy and they heard bands and they came back to their hometowns and said, gee, that was kind of nice, maybe we could do that here. And a similar story happened in all sorts of places around Nassau, of course, here in the village, but also in East Skodak and in Castleton, Chatham, Ghent, of course, Rensselaer, Troy, a number of groups. But not many have survived the years, and why that is, I guess, I'm not the person to tell you, because we're still here and we're still doing it, and we still enjoy it, and we hope you do too. But brass band music and community band music has been a long part of Nassau history, and we hope to keep it that way for a few more years. Speaking of history, this year, 2013, has two major musical composer anniversaries. Perhaps if you are into anniversaries and musical history, you have heard mentioned. The two composers the famous Giuseppe Verdi, the Italian opera composer, and then the German Richard Wagner. Wagner has a little bit more of a shady background, but Verdi, generally speaking, everybody likes Verdi. We have a selection from each for you tonight. We're going to start with the Verdi, and this is from the opera Nabucco. Now, all of you good Bible readers know the story of Nebuchadnezzar, the Babylonian king, and how he was oppressing the people of Israel, and the Israelis were enslaved, and then a miracle happened and they were freed. Well, before they were freed, they were slaves, and Mr. Verdi had a wonderful idea to do a chorus of slaves. Probably not the most upbeat programming note, but it has remained to be very, very popular, certainly the melody. And this is another tune that has gone on to, in some places, popular music, but we're going to stick pretty close to the original. The Prisoner's Chorus from Nabucco by Giuseppe Verdi, who is celebrating his 250th anniversary of his birth. I asked the band if they wanted to dress up as the slaves, but they refused once I told them about the chains they had to wear. So it's tough being a band leader in this day and age. Nobody wants to do anything. Well, luckily, one thing that our group likes to do is perform music from the country of Hungary in Central Europe. Hungarian music holds a very special niche in Western European music. It's not quite Western and it's not quite Eastern. It combines the two because they're sort of on border lands, and the Hungarians will tell you that they are descendants of nomadic Asiatic tribes. Now, over the years that has been disputed, but don't tell a Hungarian that. But for whatever reason, they have developed and continue to develop a certain style, a certain syncopation of music. I call it the Dada series. There is a lot of syncopated 16th notes, dadas in sequence, and it's very interesting and it's fun to play. We've got a little medley called Gypsyana. Starts out slow, gets a little bit faster, and then it slows down again. And we'd like to remind you that it's in 3 parts, so you do not have to applaud during each of the parts. Gypsyana.
Glendora, watch my pot.
What, dear?
Watch my pot. I'm going up and get some split.
Great was spraying our furniture with stuff to keep the best way. You have to do it every day.
You spray it when it's ready. Is this one on? This one's running?
Not yet.
Oh, right. You're going to do it for yourself.
I'm going to put it on
When you start.
in the
Sixth one, yeah. I'll still only be able to get the band from the backside.
Yeah, you can shoot from there.
Shoot this way.
Yeah, you can shoot that way.
And then continue with the audience.
Yeah,
Because you want to see
go
what
in the back and shoot them too.
Yeah.
But the audience is the thing, because I'm not. You are?
Yeah.
Good. Am I helping?
I'll even drive you home.
Thank you, Carla. What'd you say?
The strawberry shortcake's $5 and the soda's $1. And I don't got the money.
Okay.
Bob's going in.
I'll get you one later. What? What? How much is a strawberry shortcake? Here. This is 50. Go up and get one.
They got change.
Yeah, oh, sure.
You get one for you?
No.
Oh.
I'll get it later when the band has theirs.
Oh.
There's going to be an intermission.
Oh, an intermission. Oh. Before you go up, there's an intermission?
No, after.
This one will be for you. Oh, it's for her. Oh, for her. Oh, all right. Does she want the sugar or the no sugars? No sugar strawberries and no sugar. Stop it.
Now, if that's not music to eat strawberries by, I don't know what is. You know, the Hungarian Rhapsody always gets your blood stirring, doesn't it?
Diane says that she knows some of the jokes, but not all.
Raises it up higher so that it can stay on the store shelf longer. Always reminds me of blue cheese. It has a strange taste. Here they do not use ultra pasteurized whipped cream. They use pasteurized whipped cream, and it has a much, much better flavor. Where does it come from? Where can you find it? Well, right here in Nassau, believe it or not, and lots of other places. Stewart's sells pasteurized whipped cream and not ultra pasteurized. So if you like whipped cream and once or twice a year, strawberry shortcake is a real treat. Do yourself a favor and spend a few cents extra. Go down there. Don't use the frozen stuff. Don't use the lard that's whipped up into ready whip. It'll last 100 years. Anyway, as they say in the Czech language, when someone's parakeet gets loose, they say, Andulka, Andulka. And we have a wonderful march called the Andulka March, and it's named for parakeet.
Love that Hungarian
so I'm gonna be
No, I'm
ready.
gonna have it on.
You're gonna have it on, so I gotta go slowly with it to go over there.
Yeah, just move
So
slowly.
yeah.
Go ahead, take some time.
All right. Record now. Got them all in there. I can go over here first and I'll come around slow and do from here so I get different angles. All right.
Remember, it's a band in the audience that you want.
Yes, as I go over there.
Get his introduction.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a tradition here with our community band of doing a little bit different things and performing some different types of music that you might hear from other groups. The musicians are smiling at me. I don't know if that's good or bad or encouraging or not. But we feel that we've got as much invested in this as most of our audiences. And if we can't have a good time, then we don't think the audience can have a good time too. Of course, we perform for a lot of senior centers. And by the time our performance is over, they're just about ready to go to sleep. So, you know, we kind of keep our own sense of humor here. And musicians are jokers anyway, so. Be that as it may, here in Nassau, ladies and gentlemen, we have a pretty tight-knit community. It's not uncommon to see the same people serving in different positions and in different volunteer organizations. And last May, a young lady arrived on the scene here in Nassau and started volunteering, which of course is a wonderful way to make dates, meet new people. I don't think that necessarily was her intent, but she certainly has made a name here in Nassau, and I asked her if she would like to sing with us tonight for the audience at the Grace United Methodist Church. And her first reaction was, oh, I've never done that. I've never sung with a band. I've never done this. But she has done a great deal in her generous life, including pioneering children's television programming back in the 1960s and 1950s, and she has continued with her media exposure over the years. She has found YouTube, and you can go to YouTube and find her, and she talks about all sorts of different things, including life here in Nassau. So if you happen to shake her hand and you divulge any family secrets, you can rest assured it's probably going to be on YouTube some night. She's sort of Nassau's equivalent to Hyacinth Bouquet. And if any of you know Hyacinth Bouquet, you might understand. But ladies and gentlemen, Glendora, she is sitting right here in front. She's going to sing with us, and I really appreciate it. She's a very, very good sport and a very good spirit to sing with us. She's going to sing a hymn, and it's a perfect setting here on the lawn of the Methodist Church. Just a closer walk with thee. Now, one of the little problems that we encountered is vocalists, and now this is from a musician, from an instrumentalist. Vocalists can improvise a lot easier than instrumentalists, particularly 16 or 17 of them all sitting together. So we're pretty much bound by that printed piece of music. We have to play our arrangement. Unfortunately, our arrangement of Just a Closer Walk with Thee is designed to bring back the memories of a New Orleans street funeral. So if you mix Nassau with New Orleans and throw a street funeral with a strawberry bacchanal here, you'll kind of get the interpretation. And we've also asked Ken England, a former member of the church here, to join Glendora in a duet, Just a Closer Walk with Thee.